This is how to answer the interview question, is there anything that you want to add? Or sometimes they may ask you, is there anything else that you think we should know? And make sure you stay to the very end of this video because I'm going to give you a key pointer that no one ever thinks about when they're answering this question, which if you don't know, you may end up getting yourself rejected. So first of all, what I want to say is don't overthink and read too much into this question if you get asked it in your interview. It doesn't mean it's a good thing and it doesn't mean that it's a bad thing. Sometimes your interviewer is just being really polite and wants to see if you have anything else that you want to say about yourself. Or it could be that sometimes they don't really have enough information about you and they want you to talk a little bit more. Or sometimes they just want to see if you have a high level of self-awareness and there's things that you want to point out about yourself, your skills, or your background. So you'll never really know, and that's why you don't need to freak out if you get asked this question. So how do you actually answer this question? Is there anything else that you want to add? Well, you're going to want to treat it like a research-based question. And if you're not too sure what a research-based question is, I've put up quite a few videos up on my channel that breaks down the different types of interview questions that you need to know exactly how to answer. So go ahead and watch one of those videos before you come back and watch this one. So if this is a research-based question, what is it that you need to research? Well, you need to research yourself. And you need to research or know the role. So the first thing that you need to know about the role is what are the required skills or attributes that the ideal candidate would have that this hiring manager wants. Sometimes you can get that information purely based on the job description, but most of the time the job description only has about 80% of what they're looking for. There is another hidden 20% of skills or projects or a specific problem that the hiring manager needs this new hire to solve. And hopefully you are able to uncover that during all of your interviews. Then you're going to take that information and think, okay, what are those skills that I know that they really want, but I haven't gotten to display or talk about in my interviews? And that is what you are going to want to highlight for them with this question. Or if you think about yourself when you do research on yourself and your background, and you know that there's a really awesome project that you've done that has had huge benefit or impact for your company, but you haven't gotten a chance to talk about it yet. Well, now is actually your chance to go ahead and share this really impactful project that will really impress them. Normally, I tell you not to refer to your notes too often or even at all during an interview, but now that this interview is probably over and it's coming to a close and they ask you this question, it's totally fine for you to actually look at your notes and see, okay, which one of these really impressive projects or accomplishments haven't I got to talk about yet? And when you are sharing this example to answer the question, make sure it's well rehearsed and you are still following the STAR method. Now, it doesn't need to be a full 3 to 5 minute answer because this answer should probably be a little bit shorter, somewhere between 1 and 2 minutes. So you're going to want to give the spark noted version of it, really focusing though on the action or the technical skills that you use to solve the problem and the result. You're really going to want to drive home that result because that's what's going to really stick in that hiring manager's mind and make them want to hire you because you have this special or unique skill set. All right, so we've covered the concept of how to answer the interview question, but what do you actually say when you're in the interview and you get asked this? So I'm going to give you a few scripts that you can literally use in your interview that will help you answer this question and get hired. So one of the things that you're going to want to say is, so I heard that you're looking for someone that knows how to do blank. Is that true? And then when they say, yes, I'm really looking for someone who knows how to do X, Y, and Z thing, then you can say, oh, great. So I haven't actually got a chance to talk about this yet, which is why I think it's really great that you asked me this question. There was a time where I had done exactly that. So what had happened was, and then you give them their story. Or another way to actually go about answering this question is you can say, actually, there is one thing that I thought that you should know about my background. Then you give a very, very short version of your story or your example, again, focusing a lot on the action and the result. And then you should pause immediately after and wait to see their reaction or see if they have any follow-up questions. If they do, that's when it's okay for you to add additional details. Now, this is the key point that I mentioned at the beginning of this video, and this is very, very, very important. Do not talk about any soft skills when you want to talk about what differentiates you from other people or a super awesome project that you have. You do not need to talk about your soft skills. And what I mean by that is you don't need to talk or explain about how you're a great communicator or how you work really hard or how you can work well in teams. These are all really, quite honestly, boring and generic skills that you don't need to highlight with this question. You need to be focusing more on the hard skills, the skills that are technically required for someone to be really good at this job, or what is it that this hiring manager needs this person to be able to do or solve. That is what you need to be focusing on when you're answering this question. All right, I hope you found this video to be extremely helpful. If you want more interview tips, make sure you subscribe to this channel and let us know in the comments what other interview questions have been really difficult for you to solve, and I'll go ahead and make videos on those. Thank you all for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.